Hello, I'm Graham and welcome back to Man v Film. We're going to continue our look into the Fast and the Furious franchise with the third entry, which is the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, which came out in 2006.
Man versus film.
We've got a whole new host of characters in the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. I'm just going to call it Tokyo Drift because it's far easier to call it that. And it starts with Sean, a disillusioned and destructive teen who has a taste for fast cars and street racing. And he gets shipped up to Japan to live with his father, who's in the military, to save himself from going to jail. Very quickly he discovers an underground world of illegal street racing and drifting, which he's never heard of or seen before. He's taken in and trained by Han and shown how to drift and shown how the cars and how the whole system works in Japan. That's when things take a turn for the worst, when the Yakuza get involved, people die, stakes get raised, and Sean has to decide whether to flee again or to stand and fight, or fight as he knows how, by driving. It's got a far bigger budget this time again, 85 million, but this time the worldwide gross was 159, and this is the lowest grossing of the franchise. It's directed by Justin Lin, who also did parts 4, 5 and 6. But before that he did a movie called Better Luck Tomorrow, which by chance also starred Sung Kang as Han, the same character that's in the Fast and the Furious franchise. He actually brought him from Better Luck Tomorrow over into his new franchise that he was getting into. There's a whole new environment and a whole new culture to explore in Tokyo Drift, and that adds to the movie dramatically so. It was a change that the movie needed, and it takes it and it really explores it. Most of the images are filled with like bright lights, neon colours, and it just looks completely different, otherworldly, and that's what it's supposed to represent, and it's supposed to show a difference from the previous two. Gone is the family aspect or the camaraderie of a group of friends, a core group that have grew up together, and is replaced by teen angst. But what this does is it kind of turns the movie into a soap opera effect. It has that similar soap opera feel. You know, the plot, we've seen it 1,000 times before, it's not new. The plot is about a loner struggling to find his place, moves into this foreign environment and suddenly finds a place where he fits in. It's been done before. It's been done loads of times before, and it's been done far better before. But this movie isn't really about the plot. The plot is secondary to everything else. This movie is solely about the driving, which is a good thing because the driving in this movie, again, is up the ante on the previous version. The driving was getting a little bit old. We've seen the street races in the first two and we know it's going to happen. But this adds a whole new aspect to it with the inclusion of drifting, which, let's face it, it looks really cool. There's certain scenes that just, you know, when a car slides round a corner, it misses a wall by about an inch, and it just looks cool. And the cars are weaving along the streets. Great addition to the movie, and it adds a little bit of new freshness to the series. You know, the lead character, Lucas Black, Sean, is kind of a cipher. He's an everyman. He's nothing really special about him whatsoever. It's almost like a blank slate. But you know, the film balances out by having one of the best characters of the series again, and that character is Han, who steals every scene he's in and just looks cool, let's face it. Now, spoiler alert, I don't want to spoil a movie that came out in 2006, but I think I'm going to have to here. They kill Han off. Well, why the hell would they do that? Well, I know they needed an emotional hook to sort of like put the finale on, but he's the best character in the movie. If only there was some way they could maybe bring him back in future editions or something, but it's never going to happen. Overall, Tokyo Drift is a fun addition to the series, and it dictates what happens in the next movies and caused countless arguments amongst movie fans, as in what's the correct viewing order to watch these in, because it totally throws out the continuity. But every one of these Fast and the Furious movies has something to add to the whole franchise, and Tokyo Drift shouldn't be ignored just because it doesn't have Vin Diesel or Paul Walker in it. It's still a movie that's fun to watch, it's still entertaining, and I'd say it's probably on par with the first one. I'm going to give it 3 out of 5. Now join us next time we rewatch Fast and the Furious. Now this, I've seen this once before and I remember extremely disliking it. So we'll see what happens next time round. Now remember, you can do me a huge favour, you know, I'll owe you one back if you just click this little subscribe link right here. You make all my wildest dreams come true. What more than that do you want? So I'll see you next time, Man v Film, where we will be discussing more Fast and the Furious.